What is up, everybody? This is mycophilia.official checking in here today. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. So today's video is going to be sort of like a state of the grow kind of thing. First of all, as you can see, I got this awesome new rack. I love this thing. It's been a lifesaver. Could fit so much stuff on here. And before we start the video, if you'd like to support me, you can support me on the Patreon, patreon.com/mycophilia. And all the links basically for affiliates, you get 10% off on Micropose and Inoculate the World, are going to be in the description. So I've also got a PayPal if you'd like to make a donation. And I think that's about it. Oh yeah, mentorship. If you guys would like to have a tutor, that's me. Hit me up, shoot me an email and we can figure it out, or send me a message on Discord. All right, so let's get to this video. So first things first, I'm getting really burned out, guys. I just realized I've been doing this since early June, late May really, from the original channel, a constant non-stop. And it's not so much the cultivating that I'm getting burned out by. It's mostly just the editing, because I'm trying to up the production and I'm trying to make the videos more concise, and that takes a lot more effort than the old mycophilia videos where I used to just sort of turn on the camera and just talk to you guys and just upload it, right? No editing, nothing, just very stream of consciousness like, sort of vlog like. And that was a lot of fun because that, you know, every time something came up in my mind, I would just turn on the camera, just talk to you guys a little bit about it, and then just send it off. And you know, that's a lot, very low stress kind of thing. And now I'm just sort of, you know, as the production keeps going up and up, you know, it takes a lot of time to make the thumbnail, it takes a lot of time to edit, it takes a lot of thinking and thought into the whole thing basically. And so, you know, I'm just sort of getting burned out with that. So I decided I'm gonna probably do two kinds of videos. I want to bring back the old kind of very vloggy mycophilia stuff, stream of consciousness, just sort of me talking to you guys, and you know, we'll see how it goes from there kind of thing. And versus the more concise, more edited kind of videos that I have recently been making, because those videos are also fantastic. But I think for myself, I just want to, because this is a lot more fun, you know, this is a lot more pure, I want to say. And you know, that's what mycophilia has always been about, just keeping it simple, just talking to you guys and stuff. So, well, not just talking to you guys, but like just authentic, you know, like no flashy designs and stuff, which is also very good for another reason. But anyways, let's get into this video. So I guess for most intents and purposes, you could call this sort of a state of a grow video that I'm going to do right now. So there's a lot of things that I've been busy, guys, right? Since the last State of the Grow video, I have been busy. So let's get into it one by one. So if you guys remember, I had the rehydrated grains experiment. So a lot of them worked out fine. So here are the ones that I actually spawned recently. There's like 4 of them that I spawned, but anyways, this is Florida grass lover right here. And as you can see, I'm doing a bag kind of bag grow here. And the reason for that is because I was running out of shoeboxes. So this is a great way. This is a quart of spawn with a bunch of core, and it's doing really well. I spawned it like 3 days ago, I guess now. And as you can see, it's colonizing well. So after around a week, I will not have to be hanging this if I don't want to. The reason I'm hanging it is because I don't have any container that can fit the thing to mold it into shape. But this is working out really well because the tautness from the pressure of the weight from hanging it is actually sort of, it's made the shape basically. So once it's solidified, once it's fully colonized, then I could take it out if I want to. So yeah, so basically what's going on here is there's a bunch of little holes, as you can see, made with a syringe. And this is just for gas exchange while it's going. Once I get to fruiting conditions, then I'm gonna make all sorts of, like, lots of little holes throughout the thing to get some FAE. And over here, this guy is actually not doing as well. It's just slower colonization. As you can see, it's colonizing, but just slower. So that's good at least. Same genetics, you know. So yeah. And over here on the sides, as you can see, it's I've taped the sides a little bit so we don't get much grain on the side. I learned this from Fatster on the Esmery. This is very much inspired by his technique. So yeah, doing well so far. Once it's fully colonized, then I shall case it and start fruiting conditions. And so let's move up here. Over here we have some steel mags, and this guy is a little yeasty, I gotta say. Yeah, definitely contaminated. I'm having really bad luck with core lovers recently, guys. Strangely enough, it's the core lovers. Maybe the cultures are a little dirty. So yeah, this guy's a little contaminated, but it's okay. I actually did have to dump out a bunch of shoeboxes the other day. After a day after like a day after casing them, basically. Okay, so 3 shoeboxes in total over the last few days, which sucks. One of them was the Starry Nights. Just like Trick just went crazy on there. That was also a rehydrated jar, but the culture was most likely dirty. That's usually what it comes down to. And also, what else was there? The Starry Nights, and yeah, 2 of the grass lovers. So one of the Mexican grass lovers and one of the Florida grass lovers got trike on the casing layer literally a day after I cased him, which is very, very strange because, okay, I'm just gonna sit down here. because I pasteurized it, right? I pasteurized the casing layer, but then a day after it just contaminated, which is very strange, both of them. So one of them I threw away, and then for the second one I was like, you know what, it's just on the casing layer. They're both on the casing layer, so clearly something with the casing layer. So you know what, I see that it's still very small, so I'm just gonna take an alcohol soaked paper towel and just sort of dab it and try to just take off what I can. And so that's what I did with the other one. So it's still around. It's this one right here. And as you can see, there's no trike coming back. And the reason that I did that, against all advice, my own advice of, you know, if you get tricked, then that's it. You know, just don't even bother saving it. But the reason is because I knew it was on the casing layer still at this point. It was tiny, it was still on the casing layer. So as long as it's not spread to the mycelium, I figured that it should, I should still have more of a chance at least, but I have very low hopes. You know, it's definitely going to come back at some point, just as an experiment to see. Why not, right? I got a chance here, so might as well see what happens. And so yeah, that's basically that. And so moving on, so we were at the steel mags. Now we got 1D. This is yeah, cased on the 25th. It's fully colonized, so I cased it already. Doing well, grass lovers. Need to give these guys a little misting later on. And here we have Mexico, and this one is also rehydrated, and they're doing fantastic. You know, and the rehydrated grains, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. The rehydrated grains, I was worried a little bit because they look really, really wispy in the jar, really thin and wispy. These guys look super, super wispy. And when I opened them up, because remember, these guys were rehydrated as well. When I opened them up and I was like, are they contaminated or are they just dry? So when I opened them up and I touched it, I tried to squish it and it was just like really, really hard. I couldn't squish it. It would sort of take the shape a little bit, but it wouldn't squish. So yeah, these guys were just really, really dry. So they smelled completely fine. They're just really, really wispy. So same with these Mexicans right here. So yeah, they're doing good. Don't see any contamination. See some mycelium poking out, which is nice. And again, gonna give them a misting later on. This guy, I left the top layer on. And so, you know, the mycelium hasn't really fully come back up compared to the last one. This guy was just grains, no top layer. So I think from now on, I'm just gonna basically not put a top layer for grass lovers and also poo lovers, because I feel like it's just too much of a layer, because then on top of that you're gonna put a casing layer. Nah, man, like it's so, I feel like it's gonna actually inhibit fruiting by putting a top layer on there. I don't know, I just feel that way, because last time I did the grass lovers, basically the top layer, it was an awesome fruiter on BRF cakes, right? The clone, it was an awesome fruiter on BRF cakes, but in a shoebox it just didn't fruit at all. I mean, it fruited like 6 fruits and that's it. And I feel like maybe it was because of the top layer. It was just too much in addition to the casing layer. So that's sort of what I'm. And here we got another Mexicana. Just ran out of space on my phone. So yeah, also doing well. And also I felt like, oh yeah, you know, I was talking about the contaminated casing layers, right? And I feel like one of the reasons for that was that both of them, another similarity between them is that I packed down the casing layer quite a bit, right? And it could have gone, I don't know, and then I misted it a lot, right? And it could have been that some of the ones in the middle, it could have grown mold because of that. So these ones, I just basically just didn't pack them down or anything, just sort of just dropped them onto the substrate. And I haven't had any problems so far, so fingers crossed it's gonna go well. As you can see some mycelium poking out as well, the fuzzy stuff, which is a very good sign. So yeah, that's one. That was the main thing that I was thinking. Maybe that was the cause of the contamination. So over here, I just packed up a bunch of Mexican grass lovers because I made a bunch of grain to grains yesterday. Here are the Mexican grass lovers. Here are the poo lovers, and grain to grain a bunch. So I had a bunch left over. So I decided to pack them into these little guys, and I'm gonna basically be Ziploc fruiting them. You know, if you guys remember the old tamp cake tech that I was doing, you know, it worked really well with a Ziploc bag on top of here. So that's what I'm going to be doing with the grass lovers, the Mexican grass lovers now. Real exciting. So yeah, moving on. I also spawned a pullover shoebox from the grain to grain as well. Same thing as with the Mexican grass lovers. So I had a bunch left over. And I had a bunch of poo that was pasteurized overnight on the Instant Pot, which is fantastic. So that's what I did here. And over here, we have some grass lovers again. This is Florida grass lovers. So yeah, doing fine. Don't have much to say about it. Cased nicely. Oh yeah, this is the one that was that contaminated, I think, originally. And then we also have a massive effing truffle. This was the huge truffle that I got from one of the BRF cakes. It was like this, like in my palm. It was just massive, and it came out to over 30 grams. So that is the culture here. So I'm really excited to be trying it because this culture seemed really vigorous on agar as well. So yeah, exciting to see. I just cased it yesterday. You know what? I didn't write down the casing date, so I'm gonna have to do that later. So over here we got some Tat Black Caps. These guys are pretty good. I think this is from brown rice. Yeah, this is from brown rice. This is also from brown rice. This is also from brown rice. And brown rice is working really well, guys. I like it quite a bit so far. Haven't had any problems with them. This is also brown rice, as you can see. I really like brown rice because it's got a lot of inoculation points. See how thin and small it is. These are long grain brown rice, so that's probably why. And over here we got some poo lovers here as well. Yeah, this is actually from the grainy poo jars, if you guys remember. That's the jars that I made with some grain, with some poo, and then I inoculated that with poo lover mycelium. So yeah, so that worked out pretty well, but the problem was that the sides of the walls of the jars, like imagine it's got the poo and the grains, and then the side of the jars will be full of like poo that aren't colonized because you shake them up and then you get bits and pieces on there. So before I took them out, I took a paper towel and just tried to take all the poo out that I can. Obviously it's not perfect. There must have been some pieces that dropped, I'm sure. But that's what I did because I don't want to expose a bunch of sterile poo to the open air because it's going to get colonized by all sorts of nasty stuff. So yeah, but so far so good, no contaminations, you know. But because I didn't put much grains in there, the colonization is taking really slow. And the problem is I put 50% core as I would if I put a quart of grain or if I had like more grains in there. So colonization is taking forever with these guys, and yeah, I shouldn't have put so much core in there because I did 50-50 with the poo and the core, which is usually fine. But without so many grains, it's not so good. So yeah, that's what's going on there. Got some fully colonized poo lovers here. So poo cakes gonna be spawning this guy pretty soon. We got a bunch of poo cakes going on here. These are different genetics, right? This is way better genetics, way faster. As you can see, nice and fluffy. This guy is just pretty different. So yeah, but you know, they're going. So as you can see, it's sort of blobby. That's how it goes sometimes. And then I got a bunch of colonizing jars, some coir lovers and some grass lovers here. Mainly, I've spawned everything else. Lots of them are contaminated, I think, with bacteria, honestly, like this guy. Like, this guy's going well, it's just colonizing, but I'm just not having good luck with the coir lovers. So, at least the ones that I don't start from spore. Well, that's not true, actually. The steel mags have not been going well, and I started those from spore. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, so that's sort of how it's going, guys. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys have a great day or night. Live stream today, live stream tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific time to 7 p.m. Pacific time. Only 2 hours today, guys, because unfortunately my house is going to get loud after that point. I want to chat with you guys longer, but that's how it goes. So anyways, guys, bye-bye. Mycophile Sage, check it out.